So that was a lick from Lynyrd Skynyrd's That Smell. It's based around a triad. In this case, I'm using a D minor structured triad. Let me zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit better. So a D minor chord. And underneath that D minor chord, the root note is the ring finger, 3rd fret. So if I follow this shape and move it from D, whole step to E, past the F, whole step to G, whole step to A, there's my A, and I drop that shape in, I got an A minor chord. Surrounding that lick, I have the minor pentatonic scale. We're going to write this all out for you, so don't worry about that. But there's your D minor structure, and I'm visualizing the pentatonic scale. This particular shape is also known as the King box. It's an extension of Box 1 Blues pentatonic box. If this all sounds a bit much, you can always reach out with questions, or if you're interested in private lessons, you can reach me as well at thefretfeed.com. My name's Eric. So what we got here is we're going to show you how to move this shape around with the lick. One more time, that lick without the background music. Right? So what we got in there is this lick based around the minor pentatonic. What we want to show you today is don't just learn the lick. That's a waste of time. Don't just look at the tab. That's not going to do you a whole lot of good either. You need to transfer these licks to something movable and portable to other key centers so you have a bag of tricks to use in your playing on other songs. So let's switch gears here. I'm going to jump over and show you a breakdown of that lick. So on the fretboard, we're at A. A is the 10th fret, and that's called the root note. The chord shape is built on the 5th and the flat 3rd, and you can see that D minor shape, but at the 10th fret, it's an A. The notes surrounding that comprise the pentatonic scale is the 4th and the flat 7, as you have a 5-note scale. Now we can keep going on other sides of the octave here. I've got a 4th down below and a 5th up high. We'll incorporate these notes too, but you'll notice this little shape here, kind of known as the King box by a lot of blues players, and that's the way you want to learn it. Notice I'm not attaching it to a big caged pentatonic scale. Is it part of the cage system? Yes, but I don't want to think that way. I want to think about the chord, and there'll be a reason for that in a moment. So the lick, let's write that lick out real quick. So we're going to slide. Again, I'm going to show you how not to learn it. Nope, that's 3 and 8. Does it more than twice. I'm just going to say twice, and then a bend. Let me fix this one note here for us since I got a little carried away. That should be an 8. So that's the transcription. You can find that online. You can find it on transcript or sheet music if you're looking to buy sheet music. And there's nothing wrong with this. It does tell you the notes. I've got nothing against tablature, but this approach and understanding how it relates is how you're going to visualize the fretboard and move it around the fretboard. So you want to start thinking about what's going on in the lick. You'll notice he's sliding from the 7 to the 9th fret. That's the 4th to the 5th. You're basically sliding into the chord shape. That shape starts to light up in my head around it, and then I see he's going from the flat 7 to the root. Boom, ba, bum, bum, kind of establishing the key. Flat 3rd back to the root. Again, establishing the chord. He's literally just hanging right on the chord shape. And then we do this cool little pull-off lick. We're going from the 4th to the flat 3rd to the root. Ba-da-boom. And then the 12th fret, 5th, flat 3rd, root, which is also a chord tone. So you got just a chord lick there. He does that bouncing back and forth, kind of jumping around the 4th and the 5th. And then we do a full step bend from the 4th to the 5th, going back down to the flat 3rd and ending on the root. So he's literally just outlining the chord shape with this scale that surrounds the chord shape. And understanding this is how you can move it from key to key, and I'm going to show you that here in just a moment. So go ahead and get a PDF or a screenshot of that if you like. And then let's go ahead and show you that lick. By the way, in my lessons I do PDFs and I'll actually send those to you. You don't have to do screenshots, but for YouTube it just works a little better. So again, I've got the A minor chord shape based on a D minor structure from your beginner guitar stuff, moving that up to the A note, and then that lick one more time that bend. Now, from there, if you wanted to move that to B, I just moved the A minor chord up to the B minor. Now, if you go back to Hotel California, pull up a backing track for Hotel California, try the same lick. And it'll sound great. So that's the way you can incorporate a chord structure or triad movable around the fretboard. If you understand how to move it on the second string, that chord shape can be applied to all 12 keys as a minor scale lick or a minor chord lick. And now you have this cool device for launching into solos. You can play with the lick and do your own thing with it too, but that gives you some kind of melodic ideas to start with. Skynyrd's a great band, Lynyrd Skynyrd, to learn a lot of those concepts, but that's a good little short lick to get you moving around the fretboard and seeing a lick you can apply in different keys. So again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out, but steal that lick. That's a great one to steal. And then if you have questions, just let me know. And then we'll see you at the next lesson. So I hope that lick helps, and enjoy jamming over that with different backing tracks. Again, just move it up a whole step for Hotel California, and that's a great way to borrow that lick from That Smell by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.